It's really interesting thing to see that when you ask for something, immediately the source within you, we call that your inner being, the whole of you, becomes an immediate vibrational match to what you're asking for. And law of attraction gathers the cooperative components to it. So there is an immediate attraction of everything that you are asking for. But if you're still beating the drum of what is, I don't have enough money, I don't know what I'm going to do, I've never had enough money, I don't know hardly anybody who has enough money. As you beat the drum of what is, you hold yourself vibrationally apart from what you are really wanting. Now the best news in all of that is every time you do that, you can feel your vibrational discord. And we want, in this gathering, to show you how to let the vortex train your frequency, because it can. It wants to. It's calling you constantly. In fact, do you ever have negative emotion? If you ever have negative emotion, that means your vortex, your inner being, is calling you. You're just not going, not right now. You're holding out. You're focused upon something that makes you vibrationally resistant to the vortex that is calling you. It's sort of like you've got your feet dug in. You're sort of hanging on to where you are. And even though the vortex is calling you, you're not going. And the only reason you're not going is because you've got something active in your vibration that we call resistance that keeps you from being a match to the vortex who is calling you. There are a lot of people running around this physical planet who are ornerier than anything else. They are just overwhelmed and ornery, worried, fearful, fitful, not feeling all that good about where they are or about the way life is treating them. And we would like them to know that those fitful, ornery, worrisome feelings are simply their emotional guidance system letting them know that they have an opinion of their life, an opinion of their planet, an opinion of something that is not in sync with the opinion that the source within them has about the same thing. So many of our physical friends, when they hear us say something like that, say, well, the source within me must not be where I am, looking at what I'm looking at. Source within me must be oblivious to the reality of my current life experience. And we say, that would be correct. Because the source within you only holds focus upon what you have asked for. What will begin to happen to you is you will begin to see and hear and smell and taste and touch inside the vortex. In other words, we're not saying to you that everything that manifests is outside the vortex. We're saying to you that you got to be in the vortex for the things you want to manifest. You got to be in the vortex for the things that you want to consistently and profoundly and chronically begin to manifest. You got to believe, you've got to understand your frequency. And the only way that you can understand your frequency is through your emotions. Do you get that? So now, speculate just for a little bit. Think about how, have you ever, let's find some simple ideas. Have you ever got an idea that you'd like to refurbish your house or buy new furniture? And do you remember that, how good it felt? Do you ever look through catalogs and kind of start forming an image of how you'd like it to look? And didn't it feel better than when you got into the throes of trying to gather it all up or pay for it or find someone who could coordinate it? In other words, isn't it easier to feel good in the envisioning stage? And what we want you to come along, and we can feel you starting to move with us. What we want you, if we could convince you that your life is about the way you feel, then it wouldn't matter to you if you're dreaming the new furniture or if you're placing it. If we've really convinced you that how you feel is where it's at. So movie makers just keep dreaming new movies. Authors just keep dreaming new books. Songwriters just keep writing new songs. The creative people never rest on their laurels. The happy creative people only stay happy and creative because they keep writing the next song. You see what we're getting at? They keep painting the next painting. Do you really think the world needs another painting? No, but painters want to paint. Sculptors want to sculpt. Songwriters want to write songs. Musicians want to make music. In other words, you're getting the hang of it, aren't you? In other words, you want to flow the energy. That's how you mold the clay. You want to flow the energy. You want to think the good feeling thoughts. You want to sing the good feeling songs. You want to think the good feeling thoughts. You want to think the good feeling thoughts. You want to think the good feeling thoughts. You don't want to think bad feeling thoughts. You want to think the good feeling thoughts. Now think about it. As we watch people building empires, as we watch relationships coming together, as we watch movements coming into being, do you know that far and away the majority of the movement happens before there is any physical stuff that even comes into being? In other words, as you dream your empire, as you dream your dream employees, as you dream your dream product, as you dream the world's response to it, as you dream that, it's all pure because there's no reality that's clashing with it. You got to dream it as you wanted to dream it. But when you start facing reality and reality clashes with the dream, that's when you lose your connection and that's when your dream slows down.